Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts families. So we just got done doing this Patreon exclusive, the next LD plan exposed. Again, this is a Patreon exclusive. You could join us over there for as little as $1 a month. Exclusive videos each week, often 2-3 times per week, and a little bit easier to talk there. Here we have Biden giving you an explanation for the drones. What's going on with the drones, Joe?
Nothing nefarious, apparently.
Nothing nefarious, apparently. Do you believe Joe? Do you think there's anything to that? Meanwhile, New York radiation levels spike amid drone sightings as Americans told to prepare for the worst. You know, this is coming from many different places. As the U.S.-China relations are at a low point, you have experts fearing that maybe this could be really Chinese drones. What are they doing? Are they scouting? Are they delivering something? So you have Gordon Chang. He has told Forbes that the drones could well be something to do with the radiation that we see in the area. Yeah, absolutely. And also, he is the author of a book, Plan Red, China's Project to Destroy America, discusses the imminent possibility of a Chinese sneak attack on U.S. soil. Is that what we are seeing? Well, we are seeing some interesting flight patterns. We are seeing a lot of planes circling certain areas, which we have seen in the past. This is showing right here some of the military aircraft that seems to be going in circles around New Jersey and other areas. This is something we've seen, especially for like the last year or so on a regular basis. So does it have anything to do with the drones? Oh boy, here you have Tesla's going crazy. Let's listen to this one.
Oh my god, what are these Teslas doing? Oh my god, my phone's making funny, weird noises too. Oh no, they're hacking my system.
You remember the Obama movie? We say Obama movie because they were part of the production, right? What is it called? Leave the World Behind? That was it. Leave the World Behind. Well, they had in that movie Teslas activated to block off exit routes from Manhattan and Long Island right before a big attack.
Mm-hmm. They were all programmed to go to a certain place.
Yeah, and to block out anybody that's trying to escape a certain area. Yeah, weird stuff going on here in Appalachia too. Asheville Airport, also in Waynesboro, Virginia.
Waynesboro, Virginia. We have blinking light syndrome here too. Haven't seen any drones. But tell me why everything's blinking.
You know, this is, I've seen at least, I'd say, 7 to 10 different occurrences of this show up across Twitter. And remember, all these different radio transmissions, too. Weird sounds, kind of extraterrestrial sounding. Or maybe a little demonic. I guess it depends on your perspective. As we see all over the world, different elevated radiation readings. In Czechia here, 1,043. That's well over 200 CPM. Again, I've seen people referencing Chernobyl at 300 causing concern. So this is more than 3 times that amount. And it's all over. Now the yellows, which are kind of like, you know, elevated, not yet to the highest level, but are they on their way, are starting to pop up all over the place. And right now down here in London, we don't have any orange, but that changes. I mean, it literally changes as quickly as an aircraft would come to an area and leave an area. Cardiff, 140, as you see over there. it's obviously something out of the ordinary. And if we shoot over to the U.S., Tucson's elevated. The San Diego area is elevated again, 273, and yellow over in L.A. There's been nonstop solid orange up in Connecticut the whole time. New York seems to ebb and flow with things, as you can see here. Kind of crazy. Something maybe people haven't realized, and again, I may be remiss in thinking more people have done maybe a little more information searching on UFOs and radiation in the past than they actually have. This is from City News.
42 cases where humans sustained injuries after alleged encounters with, quote, anomalous vehicles. In some of the cases, humans, the Pentagon says, showed burn injuries or other conditions related to electromagnetic radiation.
Yeah, this is declassified Pentagon. So it doesn't take much to put two and two together. And you got New Jersey residents saying they got some alarming symptoms after encounters with these strange drones that hunt humanity is what they're doing. And here you have Representative Mark Green calling for action. We need to shoot drones down. Let's get one and let's analyze it and see what is going on. There's been a lot of calls for shooting down the drones. 47 has talked about that too. And meanwhile, you see here something apparently going to hypersonic speed or blinking out of existence. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that is Chinese technology right there? Is it U.S.? Is it Russian technology? This one's dropping something. Dropping some other orbs to the ground. Very, very curious. This is, again, over New Jersey. These cases haven't slowed down at all. And, again, what's Biden waiting for? Well, apparently nothing nefarious is going on. That's all he's got to say. Meanwhile, more and more people, House Foreign Affairs Committee Chair McCall saying, again, he thinks they're Chinese drones. But they're not all drones. Some things are orbs and some things are not mechanical. And yet you have this desire to lump it all into one situation. And if it is Chinese drones, then why, when we look at the map and, we look all around the world, I mean, you got radiation, a huge spike up in the middle of nowhere in Canada. And we have it over, again, we were talking about Czechia. And we see it in many different countries. So are they all Chinese drones? What's really going on here? I think it's more than one thing, but I do think that there is an agenda underway, and we get into that on the Patreon video in depth.
I would definitely suggest going over there.
Meanwhile, again, you have all sorts of military aircraft circling areas looking for things. And then you have Russia's doomsday radio station broadcasting Shaman and Swan Lake. Now, it's been said that if Putin was ever going to do anything, he'd be putting up Swan Lake. Why? I don't really know. Some sort of code. But yet you have this classical music going on off over the Russian doomsday radio channel, quote unquote. Pretty ominous when the whole world is expecting WW3 any second. Here you have something that's really concerning. Sweden preparing for 500,000 lost. Is it due to the war that is coming? And again, apparently seems to be coming. It's a slow roll towards WW3. But at the same time, it appears that Swedish authorities are allocating land for a lot of burial sites. Is that something due to the war? And meanwhile, NATO state warns against Western troops in Ukraine. Discussion has gone off the rails. Finland's urging caution as some European leaders are talking about sending 150 to 450,000 troops to Ukraine as quote-unquote peacekeepers. Again, in this world, When you talk peace, it usually means war. That building that we showed damaged a few days ago with that 7.4 quake that happened over in Vanuatu, actually turns out it was the U.S. Embassy. Isn't that interesting? The U.S. Embassy, as you see the little emblem there, was housed in that building. That's just, I guess, another coincidence.
To me, it looked like a bomb.
Yeah, well, I guess an earthquake can do that. Third Russian tanker goes down in the Black Sea. It is an environmental disaster that we're watching over there unfold. And, of course, during wartime, you get a lot of environmental disasters. And you have a 54-year-old boomer. His name is Ron. He creates unicorn fart dust meme coin. As a joke, it goes viral. And literally, people will buy anything. If they're going to buy fart coin, where is the world's head at?
It's been there for a while.
Yeah, it's thin air. And this is smelly thin air. And people are buying it. And then here you have a clip of a UFO going into Popo volcano over in Mexico, going inside it, what appears to be a UFO. Again, there's a lot of technology in play that is, military. But as we've said, our military works with extraterrestrials in the first place and interdimensional beings as well. That's part of the reveal. And not all of them are on the bad side, per se. The ones that our militaries of the world have been working with, well, those are the Greys, the reptilians, and those demonic entities that control the dark matrix. Yet there are many that are waiting and wishing and hoping for us to break free of this and to realize what's been going on, as we've been used as an energy source in more than one ways by dark extraterrestrials that literally get us to worship them and have given us all of our mainstream beliefs and ways of doing things geopolitically. Our whole entire system is given to us by them. And here's Paul Hellyer, who has passed on. He had, again, disclosed these things. He talks about meetings with aliens. He talks about, we know of many different species, gets into details. Again, this is a top official from Canada. And numerous accounts, 1561, and also in 1565 in Germany, aerial bombardment, some sort of extraterrestrial war was going on with orbs, big ships, and drones in 1561. Happened again 4 years later over in Switzerland. It's always been there. Pentagon UFO report describes radiation burns, other bizarre claims. It shouldn't be bizarre. The only reason it's bizarre is because of how they've indoctrinated us into their belief systems in every way. And again, it's not just religious. It's the political system. It's the monetary system. It's everything. It's the education system. It's all one control matrix. Radiation burns and unaccounted for pregnancies relating to, obviously, UFO interaction, well, the abduction phenomena. They're always checking out our genes, the level of toxicity in the human body, and it seems like they're always interested in the reproduction system as well. When you look back, again, Mind Unveiled is a fun channel, and they've done so many videos on cloning in the 1800s. What was really going on with the Cabbage Patch Kids? The real Cabbage Patch Kids. The ones that they show here that look like clones. Cloning is not something we might have gotten introduced to it in Star Wars when watching Star Wars, Clone Wars. The reality is that's based on the reality itself of what is going on. Ancient test tube babies? Oh yeah, way before these times. We're only being reintroduced to technologies that have been here the whole time. This is saying babies for sale. Babies for sale? And they're going to get delivered to you by what? A stork? Or maybe by a UFO with a gray piloting? Or maybe a drone? This is the oldest movie, and it shows, again, babies in cabbage patches. It's really a bizarre movie. We've seen it. Again, Mind Unveiled has done a long vid on this.
Mm-hmm. And the Cabbage Patch Dolls, they did really, really good. They were extremely popular. When Cabbage Patch Dolls came out, they had these very real type of birth certificates that are probably worth quite a bit of money now. But, looking at that now and tying it back, it's like, where do you think that concept came from? It's because they did it.
Yeah, infant incubators with living infants on display. Something is wrong here. What is wrong with this picture? Engineering the perfect baby. CRISPR. Oh, yeah. Just look to the first son to be. And I know a lot of you guys know about that. When you look back at the human family tree, there's many different humanoid beings that have lived on this planet. It's right there. We have the skeletons. Now, what they won't tell you is some of these were extraterrestrial. What? Yeah, no, of course. A lot of these are extraterrestrial. Actually, when you get down to it, everybody's pretty much extraterrestrial. As this planet was Tiamat, and it did suffer destruction in a galactic interdimensional war. And then we are living on the recreated Earth from the destroyed Tiamat. That's the big reveal. That Gilligan's Island guy, but I don't mean Gilligan. I mean the Jeffrey Gilligan, if you know what I mean. He talked about it, and it seems like Elon's doing the same thing. Designer babies, certain DNA lines. Elon Musk, and this one's Siobhan Ellis. Siobhan Ellis was his partner for this one, because Elon is a biblical patriarch, in case you haven't checked it out. Embryo selection has made it to the highest levels of society. Yeah, they're using orchids, genetic screening service, third child above. Here he is appearing with one of his dozen children. 12 tribes. Wait a minute. Did you know again, Elon? Where does that come from? El Elyon, the God Most High. And his middle name is even referencing that as well. It's all right in front of our faces. Again, they get us to fear some things we shouldn't fear. And then there's things that we should be very concerned about that, again, they just gloss right over.
Yep. And then if you look at it, he's holding his son, the son of a supposed god, and boy, the indoctrination has been deep.
The poo is deep, but hey, people are selling fart coin, and this world is buying.
Yes, I think we'll be saved now.
Absolutely. Well, this lion anyway, he's just looking for a little love. And even the reference to when we look at lions and stuff, that's coming from Lyra and our interaction with certain beings of the feline humanoid species. And yeah, it sounds crazy, but at the same time, all this is going to end up being revealed in the not too distant future.
Yeah, that's just really wild. I would never allow that to happen. I've seen these animals, and they can be really nice and cute one second and literally tear your face off the next. This is crazy. So, certain things you really should kind of watch out for.
Especially politicians and billionaires. As always, guys, join us on Patreon. Thank you for your support. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.